Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter, Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yogam, Shloka number 8. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Amanitvam Adambhitvam Ahimsa Kshantirajyavam Acharyopasanam Shaucham Sthairyamaatma Vinigraha. Lord Shri Krishna, while answering to Arjuna's questions, he explained about what is the matter and what is the spirit. And then the third topic, Bhagavan started explaining about what is Jnanam. In order to gain the ultimate knowledge of the self, the mind of the person should endowed with these qualities. Without these qualities, the mind cannot grasp the truth. So all these qualities together is called, that's why Jnanam, because by which qualities, the values, the person is able to imbibe the self-knowledge. So while explaining these values, divine qualities, we saw in this 8th shloka, one is amanitvam, not having the vanity. Instead of vanity, the person should have humility. And adambhitvam, instead of having the claimingness, ownershipness, the person should have the, instead of the arrogance and vanity, this person should have the simplicity, and that means high thinking and simple living. So dambhitvam is nothing but the expressed way of manitvam. The vanity is expressed, then it is called dambham. And if the vanity, the dambham is not expressed, then that is called the vanity. So both the ways, one is expressed, another is unexpressed. Then the third quality we saw that ahimsa, following the non-violence. Here I would like to, the fourth one is kshantihi, tolerance. Unless a person having the tolerance, he cannot follow the ahimsa. Now, regarding these two together, I would like to remind you one or two more points. Last class we have already discussed. One is following the ahimsa means or applying the kshanti guna is not, it doesn't mean that we are weaklings. No, not because of the weakness, but it is a tolerance. In fact, the people who act violently and not showing the empathy, and they were, in fact, they were weak. They may done the job, but violently, but because why they are taken the violent method, because they don't have the power and capacity to tolerate. But because of that, they are not achieving anything. Ultimately, they lose their peace of mind and they are disturbing the others. Therefore, following the titiksha or the ahimsa means not taking any action, but they will take the non-violent method of action and they will wait for the slow process to happen until that they tolerate it. So, in fact, these people are more stronger than the people who are applying the violent method. So, we have to understand in that way about the ahimsa and the empathy and the tolerance, the shanti. Then the next fifth point we saw that arjavam, straightforwardness. And then today, now we have to see the straightforwardness means what? What is the meaning I have given? The alignment of the thought, word, and the deed. Okay. Sometimes only in thought we have thought of something. We have not given any word to anybody. Then you should not self-cancel your own thought because I have not given the word to him and nobody knows that I thought like that. Therefore, I will cancel it. Anything that is. And here actually, arjavam, by self-canceling your own decision and thought, many number of times, gradually, what is happening? You are losing your strength because what you are thinking, you are not able to say that and you are not able to do it. Therefore, here three pairs should be aligned like this: the thought and the word, the thought and the action. Then third pair is the word and the action. Okay. For example, this arjavam, following the punctuality, which is very, very important in everybody's life. Punctuality. Whatever actions we are doing, particularly when that interaction in the transaction with the world, we never make the people to wait or we never do the things late. So punctuality, following punctuality is the indication of the arjavam. Very important. Otherwise, we have the blame on our Indians now, Indian punctuality, because no one do anything on time. No, it should not be like that. In a spiritual sadhaka's life, you should mean whatever you say, you should mean whatever you think, and we should mean what you are going to do. So without this alignment, life is not perfect. Then today we will see the sixth quality, acharyopasanam. Very important again. Surrendering to the teacher, a spiritual guide, and taking the guidance by listening to the teacher, being in the proximity of the teacher. Upasana means actually generally this word we use for Ishvara Upasanam. But here Acharya Upasanam. That means what? You worship the Acharya. You do the Namaskara to Acharya. In fact, when you are doing Namaskara to the Acharya's feet, you are not doing to the person. The person The Guru Acharya is a container, but you are doing namaskara to the content, the gnanam which he is having. And that gnanam is of whom? Belongs to whom? That gnanam is belongs to his teacher. Therefore, when you do namaskara to a guru, acharya, what he will do no silently? He will transfer that namaskara to his guru. And that guru, what he will do? He will also transfer the namaskara. Like this, every guru, those namaskaras, what they receive, they are offering at the feet of their guru. Then finally, where it goes and ends? It goes to the Ishvara. Because the gnanam belongs to the Ishvara. The gnanam about the Ishvara, the words or the Vedas belongs to the Ishvara himself. Therefore, the gnanam is nothing but the form of the Ishvara, form of the words of the Ishvara. That gnanam is there in this Guru Parampara. Therefore, ultimately you are offering namaskara to the Ishvara by offering to the Guru. See, you have to understand in this way, Acharyopasanam. Then it is rightly said, it is Upasana, Puja, worshipping, surrendering, accepting. Acharyopasanam. Therefore, never think that you are doing the namaskara to this body form guru, but the content, to the gnanam. You are respecting and giving the reverence to the gnanam. Therefore, traditional gurus never allow the students to depend on them permanently. Traditional teachers, they never build the institutions and organizations and make the crowd. The disciple, whoever may be, they will learn, come to the Guru, use the Guru, get the Gnanam and get away. Never depend on the Guru. Get away means not forgetting. You never forget, and lifelong you will have the gratitude wherever you are. But until you gain the perfect, complete knowledge, you must surrender, depend on the teachings of the Guru. So he never allowed to develop the cult. See, this cult and organization is not recommended by our traditional acharyas or in the Sanatana Dharma. All this kind of organizational, institutional, this kind of setup has all come after the Buddha. Otherwise, no big no organizations and like that. They teach wherever they are, and gurukulams are only there, not the sannyasis staying together or building a big things. Anyhow, now the time has changed. We are not criticizing it, but just I am pointing out. Therefore, someone may ask a question here. Okay, if that is the gnanam only is important, whatever the Guru is having, the gnanam is available in the books also. Nowadays available in the YouTubes also, CDs also, very freely available. So is it not enough that I read the book? Is it not enough I just listen through the media? No. Because listening directly from the living teacher will give a lot of clarity and understanding. For example, take in this way, you have a cassette or CD. What you will do? The cassette will speak to you, the CD will speak to you. No, that record cassette player is required, CD player is required. So like that, the gnanam is there, but the gnanam should speak and tell to you. The guru is like a CD player or cassette player. You understand now? So books are maybe available. Never depend on the books and try to read yourself and understand, because this knowledge is not learned in such a way. The tradition parampara is that karna parampara. One teacher who is already gained that knowledge and established in that knowledge from his guru, he speaks and you listen. This is the way, therefore, approach the guru. And now here another point, which guru we have to approach. There are so many other gurus. Even in fact, we respect in our tradition any teacher, whoever teaches to us anything, even from the school childhood, we respect and revere and namaskara. But nowadays, that obedience and humility, these things are not there, because the communication gap, that children doesn't know that. They think that because here all institutions are collecting the donations and fees and all that, those, so child thinks that I am paying the money, my parents are paying the money, and then that's it, that person is teaching, he has to teach. Therefore, why have to bow down to him? Why I have to respect and do namaskara? He is also like a human being like me. No, this is not our tradition. We respect, revere any teacher, whoever teaches to you, you have to, because you are getting the vidya from that person. Dance teacher, music teacher, any teacher, any subject. Particularly when you come to talk about the spiritual teacher, then see how much you must have the reverence. Here Sakshat Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu. These are not simple shlokas and the words which we repeatedly say like a parrot. See the deep meaning, importance of it. So therefore, you need a Gnana Guru. That is also another important. Some gurus, the gurus, whoever may be giving some mantropadesham or giving some kind of vibhuti, or by they touch you, they bless you, all these are things good only. They are all give some benefit to the seeker, but not the real benefit. Unless you approach the Gnana Guru, Vidya Guru, who speaks and tells sampradaya way of teaching, because there is a particular methodology also to teach and communicate. That methodology is called sampradaya, the key, sampradaya key. That this teacher who came in sampradaya only will know that how to open this treasure of the shastram with the sampradaya key. This is also very important. Otherwise, that's why people will follow, go to teachers, different gurus, and even listening to the Gnana Guru Vedanta also, people very hard, they will, and they are not ready to change. They will think and they do, they go in their own way, but they'll come to listen. Therefore, there is some special effort is required. What is that? I will tell you after a few minutes. Now listen to the next seventh quality is called Shaucham. Shaucham means cleanliness. We have discussed about this many times in many occasions. Shaucham, even Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga Niyamas. So here Shaucham, Kaika Shaucham, Vachika Shaucham and Manasika Shaucham. In this, the bodily purity, that we need not to say, you all know that. Okay, but there also then one more thing is there. So keeping your body clean and taking bath and all that, then putting a clean clothes, keeping your things and your place where you stay clean, that much everybody knows, but everybody is following or not, that is a different matter. But there is one point here, they were clean personally and all, but when it comes to the little bit away surroundings, surrounding means beyond their room and beyond their house, and then they again neglect the cleanliness. That's why the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan has to be propagated and should be made into a big movement. So otherwise people miss that also. Anyhow, now for a spiritual seeker, sadhaka definitely need much more important is Vachika Shaucham. Purity in the speech, very important. For this, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he told in the 7th chapter, we have not yet studied, in Tamil Gita time I explained, some of you have heard maybe. So 17th chapter, Bhagavan says there, Vangmaya tapas. What is the tapas to keep this walk, the speech pure? Okay, which speech, what kind of speech we can say that it is a pure speech? Shaucham is there in that speech. There he says, Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyam hitam chayat. He is pointing out 4 points. First of all, your speech, your word should not irritate and disturb, excite the other person. Udvegakaram is excitement, irritating, disturbing, hurting. But anudvegakaram vakyam, not doing that. Then it should be satyam. What you speak should be satyam. But remember here, there are a lot of intricacies in this application of the satya. Then there are so many other shlokas. Some are going to come in the Mahabharata also, because which I am presently started speaking on Mahabharata. But we heard already, Satyam Bruyat Priyam Bruyat na Bruyat Apriyam. Therefore here Bhagavan, you speak Satyam, truth, but not always where you don't, that means you tell lies sometimes. No, not encouraging lies. You keep quiet. Because in some places, in some contexts, some situations, you need not to tell the truth. Whatever is the truth, you need not speak it out, because that creates the problems. Therefore, here immediately, Priyam Bruyat, you tell that in a very gentle, soft manner, which they can understand. Okay? Because I am telling the truth, don't tell it in a violent way. Use your discrimination. Therefore, it should be Priyam. Oh, it is Priyam means which liked by them. So because they like it, for that sake, they like maybe Anrutam also lies. So don't tell the asatyam because they like it. No, it is priyam means you communicate it, tell it in a proper way. And that should be another fourth point is it should be hitam to him. It should be useful to him, beneficial to him. Therefore, anudvegakaram vakyam you have to say. Satyam vakyam's speech, your speech should be truthful and it should be pleasant and it should be beneficial. Then it is called Vangmaya Tapas. Very, very important. Because in the world, the most of the problems, everything comes because of this tongue. Eating tongue and talking tongue, both. Both create the havoc. So this talking tongue, my God, in family also, misunderstanding the words. Therefore, learn to be silent and keep quiet. You listen, you see, but don't speak immediately. Whenever, wherever, whatever you want, that much only, whatever is suitable. When to speak, what to speak, how to speak. You must have that discrimination. That is called Vachika Shaucham. Now, the third aspect is very, very important, Manasika Saucham. The cleanliness of the mental level, internal, we generally call it internal cleanliness. This is actually all these 20 qualities which we are going to see here, the Lord explaining, is all together only this Manasika Shaucham for that purpose. Manasika Shaucham. Until I told no in the last class, I used the word where there is no sanity in the mind, that mind will have the vanity. Vanity is because of the lack of sanity in that. What is that sanity? Right thinking and proper thinking, useful thinking, and beneficial for you and for others also, because your thoughts only later on will come in the form of the words and the deeds, no? So Manasika Shaucham is very, very important. Now, here one question will come. How can we make the mind purer? You are going to tell, and you are already told that these 6 qualities and another 14 you are going to say, including the Shaucham 13. How to develop them? How to generate them? We are listening, they are good for listening, but when it comes into the practical aspect application, we find it difficult. How to generate them and how to maintain them. If at all 1 or 2 qualities we generate, yes, now in me, I am able to keep these qualities are there with me. But how to maintain, that is also. So to answer these questions, in Shastras, in some other place altogether, told about the 5 important things. I am just bringing all of them together, the idea, and putting it here in the in 5 words. Yes, if you follow these 5, then you can generate and then you can maintain these good qualities in your mind to make your mind purer. What is the first one? Viveka. This Viveka word we are hearing from the day one of the Vedanta studies in the Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, Viveka Vairagya, like that. But here, Viveka, what? Discrimination. I must know and I must have the capacity to discriminate and say to myself, these qualities are very, very important, useful to me. They are hitam, they are shreyaskaram to me. Yes or no? You question yourself. You question yourself. If you are really questioning and discriminating, these things are essential or necessary or not for me, then you will get answer, yes, I need them. And so that intellectual conviction, Guru may say many things and keep on talk and you listen it, but ultimately your intellect is not accepting, not ready to convinced. So if intellectual conviction about these virtues, what intellectual conviction? They are worthy to practice. I cannot compromise. I can sacrifice and compromise and I may lose some other things, but not these qualities. So in this way, using your own discrimination, how much they are helpful, how much they are worthy to practice, then that Viveka will help us to generate and maintain. Then second point, that conviction and through the Vivekam discrimination, but to do that correctly, the next step you need to do the sankalpa. You take a resolve, use your willpower, then gradually you can strengthen your abidance within the qualities. So you need a willpower to follow them. Not to follow and missing them is very easy, but following you need a guts. For that you need a sankalpa. To say in English simply, this sankalpa, there we said discrimination, here auto suggestions. I had to give the auto suggestions to me. Yeah, suppose I started following it, but somehow again I not following it. Then again come back. Strengthen your sankalpa. So unless you decide, resolve, sankalpa means what? Resolve, then it won't happen. So sometimes we decide and but to follow it continuously, now and then we will slip, we will fail. Then what to do at that time? You can give a self punishment to yourself. I only decided, I only thought of doing it, I only know that I decided, I discriminated to do it, but why I failed? So you can give some kind of self punishment, for example, doing fasting. There are many great people, Mahatmas, they do like that. Or do some kind of imposition, parayanam. Put an imposition on yourself, because this is all not to torture, but to strengthen your willpower. In fact, all these vratams are all kept for that only, but ultimately all the vratams people will do only for material benefits and to please the God and to bargain with the God. But if you apply this, doing Parayanam or do Pradakshinam, whenever you fail in such a way, you extra do go to the temple and do 108 times Pradakshinam. But you need to spend some time. Okay? For to do the fasting, you need not to spend anything. Actually, your food expenditure also comes down. So here, etc. like this, some kind of self-imposed punishment, but it is not a punishment, it is a tapas. Then sankalpa over. Then third is pratipaksha bhavana. Be indifferent. That means when any kind of that negative trait comes in your mind, crop ups, then you to neutralize that, you bring a positive one. Okay, how you can neutralize anything? You bring something, it will get neutralized. That means the unhealthy thoughts should be neutralized, replaced with the healthy thoughts. That is called pratipaksha bhavana. Not only being indifferent, that means you bring the opponent here. For example, I anger is overpowering me in my mind. Then you bring the love. You use the force of the love, that quality, and make the anger weak. Anything like that, jealousy or greediness, you have lot of greediness, you started following it, but somehow, which one? Non-greedy. But greediness comes, not giving anything. So decide tomorrow, you give something freely to somebody, to an unknown person. In that way, bring this is also a kind of auto-suggestion only, or replace with the positive traits in this way. And in this pratipaksha bhavana, and to apply all these things, you need a courage. Now, three I told you: viveka and sankalpa and pratipaksha bhavana. But still, Swami, I am finding very difficult, nothing happening. I am not able to succeed. Very little I think that I am doing, but immediately I slip down. Then what to do? Then the fourth thing is satsanga itself is the remedy. I am not able to strengthen myself because my relationship, my closeness, my contact, Acharya Upasanam is not strong. Therefore, never leave the satsang. Okay? And so I am not able to get out of them. What mainly? My fear is not going, my worry is not going, my delusion is not going, delusion, attachment. If you think in that way, you be in, first of all, satsanga. Here, satsanga means in two ways. One is be with the spiritual guru, keep on listen. Every day you listen. Generally, weekly once people, or sometimes they listen, when they are free they listen, and they like that irregular listening of the satsangam, shravanam, and not frequently visiting or being with the teacher, and the teacher should look into our eyes and eye to eye contact and teaching. If that is not there, why this satsanga actually, another point. Satsanga means the person who is endowed with these great traits and the values. When you are in the proximity of them, then you will get the strength. That is the reason satsanga means not just to listen something, sometimes this text and sometimes that text and some story, this. They may talk either story or text or this or that Upanishad. It doesn't matter. You be. There you will be charged because they are having a full measure those qualities with them. That is the reason. Okay? And in that way, that's every day. What Shankaracharya said in Bhajagovindam, Satsangatve Nisangatvam, Nisangatve Nirmohatvam, Nirmohatve Nishalatatvam, Nishalatatve Jivan Mukti. Be in the satsang. Now, every day going to the teacher and listening live satsang is not available. Okay, at least regularly, systematically from one teacher, one channel, one YouTube, whatever. It is not recommended, but there is no another option. Second option is giving for those people. But if it is available and you are missing, means you are really unfortunate person. Really unfortunate person. Don't depend on only on the YouTubes and the channels. And my talks are also there in the channel. But at least you are coming sometimes and you are listening, continuing the topic, following it sincerely. Then it will be useful. It will give tremendous strength. Vagueness should not be there. Discontinuity, antarayam should not be there, interruption. Now another aspect is about the satsangam. Not only spiritual guru, acharya going to listen to scriptures. You must have a good friends. Be in the good company. What do you mean by good company? Don't be with the people who talks so many worldly things. They are good people for you, they are good only, but they talk worldly things. So naturally you will be also trapped in those topics and all that. So don't move with anyone and everyone. You must be choosy in this company. Still to say the bad company or anything is even our TVs, advertisements, news channels, then WhatsApp, this cell phone, everything is a dussangam only until you use it only for satsangam. So never get trapped by them. Okay? So be very careful. You are not hating them. You just ignore them, be away from them. Don't give more. Don't be more intimacy or closeness and move with them. Very rarely you can see them. Very rarely they meet. Like that you keep. Otherwise, because mostly the people will keep talking only worldly things, comparisons, competitions, and about the so many about body and about the beauty, these things, dress. Why? What you will get by listening to them? And listening and seeing the so many channels, what you will get it? You don't need. Don't poke your nose in the unwanted subjects and the topics. Therefore, Narada Maharshi said, no, in Bhakti Sutras, Satsangaha sarvada karyaha, dussangaha sarvada tyajyaha. Remember this principle. Sometimes when you are with the worldly people, you feel and you get tempted to argue. What you will get by arguments? Why you have to argue? What you want to prove to whom? No. Lokavartayam vado na avalambaha. Same Narada Maharshi says, never enter into the arguments and discussions and nothing. Lokavartayam. That's why spend your time, energy and everything in the spiritual quest. Then finally you need, fifth point is called, still I am not much successful and I need something. So there is one more also which you have to follow, prarthana. Prarthana. What we are talking? We are talking about the Shaucham. In that Shaucham, we are talking about the mental purity. Under the mental purity, to develop these 20 qualities, what else you can personally apply and practice is these 5 points. Viveka, Sankalpa, Pratipaksha Bhavana, Satsangam, now finally Prarthana. Any kind of Prarthana. We have lots of prayers, all Upanishadic Shanti mantras, Vadbhadram Karnevi, Shanno Mitrashyam. If you don't know them, any kind of the Prarthana. So these Prarthanas will Shanti Patas, something, this Lord's name itself is a Prarthana, but you must do with the Bhavana. See all the Prarthanas as in the Annapurne Sadapurne Shankara Prana Vallabhe Gnana Vairagya Siddhyartham Viksham Dehi Cha Parvati are directly praying to the Lord, O Lord, please give me the strength and you bless me. Show the way. How can I develop all these values, positive, sattvic gunas in me? And like that you pray. So these are the 5 methods to develop the mental purity. Now let us go on to the 8th, according to that order. 8th quality, Sthiryam. Sthiryam means dhairyam. You must have the sthira bhavaha sthiryam. Adhyavasanatvam it is called. Why so many Sanskrit words? Sthairya means nothing. Steady fastness. You be steady. Steady means if you decide, if you select and take something, you stick on to it. That's perseverance, steady fastness. Therefore, strongly, stably, you stick on to that to practice and apply. That sthiryam is required. If that sthiryam is not there, you will keep on again go back, go to the square one. Therefore, sthiryam. Sthiryam. Dirghakala Nairantarya Satkara Asevito Drudabhumi in Patanjali Yoga Sutras, or in as Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself told before, Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha. Now, after saying this, 9th quality, Atma Vinigraha. Atma Vinigraha. Here, Atma means not the pure self, Sachidananda Atma, but here body, mind and the sense complex is called Atma here. You must have a nigraha, control. Vinigraha, Visheshena nigraha, you must have. That means what? Here, let us think in a different way. These words we have already heard many times in different contexts, but here, in whichever channel, in whichever hole, your energy is draining, energy draining things should avoid and practice the energy conserving things. So these senses and mind are draining our energy through unnecessary channels. So you have to start plugging them, close that unnecessary draining channels entries. Okay. For that only I told the TV, then cell phone or whatnot, unnecessary chat talking. Okay. All these things, seeing the ads in the TVs, etc. These all things comes under. So, Atma Vinigraha, you must have the perfect Shama and Dama. These two together is called Atma Vinigraha. On the daily basis, any of these senses, whether they are dominating, they are behaving like a boss, or me, the discriminating personality, intellect, I am the boss. Then, after saying, connecting to this same Atma Vinigraha, Bhagavan giving one more word, what it means in the 9th shloka. Indriyardheshu vairagyam anahankara evacha janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanudarshanam. Every word, every point is very important. Now here 10th quality, according to my calculation, this is correct only. Now in this first word, first statement, 10th one, Indriyardheshu vairagyam. Vairagyam means generally we say dispassion. Dispassion about the, here this iha or paraloka, bhogeshu. Drishta adrishta bhogeshu viragaha bhavaha vairagyam. Shankara writes, seen and unseen. And here these enjoyments and pleasures about it, I don't have, because I know how they are transitory. They attracts, but they pulls me, and I will get trapped in them if I go. So like that, viraga bhavaha is called vairagyam. And so this viragaha means here, let us take, don't, most generally vairagya point, if talk comes, many of the grihasthas or these worldly people will get afraid. It is not like that. Think in this way. Here, indriyardheshu vairagya means all these senses, what those senses are entertaining and wanting those fields, in those fields, because of these senses, never have the likes and dislikes. Never have the raga, dvesha is called vairagyam. So you can very much live in this world without the raga, dvesha, then that is called vairagyam. So in fact, Bhagavan said in the 5th chapter, you know, Arjuna, who is the really sannyasi? Very beautiful definition Bhagavan says. ज्ञेयस्य नित्यसन्न्यासी यो न द्वेष्टि न काङ्क्षति निर्द्वन्द्वो हि महाभावो सुखं बन्धात् प्रमुच्यते. See here, Nitya Sannyasi. You need not to think and talk and say about sannyasi means changing the dress, changing the name, going to the fourth ashram of the ashrama dharma. They are nothing to do with it. Is a purely again a mental status is called sannyasi. What kind of mental status? To have that mental status, whether you are in this dress or in other dress, or you are in this ashram or other ashram, how does it matter? Yo na dveshti na kankshati. He is called Nitya Sannyasi. Who doesn't have likes and dislikes and raga dveshas, he is called Nitya Sannyasi. What it mean? What it mean? Now and here. And he alone can be Nitya Sannyasi. All the time, a Nitya, real Sannyasi, always Sannyasi. Now, if I have that now, I am a Sannyasi. You know what will happen because of that? Bhagavan says, Nidvandvohi Mahabaho. Because these dvandvas and not going to affect him. These ragadvesha dvandvas, Nidvandvohi Mahabaho. Then, Bandhat Sukham Vimuchyati. Very easily he will get liberated, freed from the bondage. Sukham Bandhat means here very easily. Very easily. Without any difficulty he is liberated. Now and here he is a Jivan Mukta. Therefore, so sannyasam is not, means really it is a particular state of mind, not the status in the society or the body, physical makeup. Now, what exactly this word conveys? Indriya deshu vairagyam. See here, suppose if raga, I am having, whenever I get attached to something, either person or possessions and relations, what actually happening? I am giving the power of attorney to that particular person or the object to disturb me. This is the meaning. Note it. Listen properly. Whenever I am get attached, when I am having raga, liking to something means, what it means? I am transferred my power of attorney. I am empowering that particular thing or person or object to disturb me. In the same way, when I am hating something also, the same process. When I am hating something means, again I am handing my power of attorney to that which I am hating to disturb me. How true it is. Think about it. Okay. Therefore, if it is going because I want it, I like it, I have attachment. So if it is going, it disturbs me. Then ragam, that is, when something is coming which I don't like it, that also disturbing. So going thing also disturbing, coming things also disturbing, because on going thing I had an attachment, and on the coming thing I have a virakti, I have a dvesha, I have a hatred. then that also will disturb me. So anyhow, I am disturbed. Why? Because not knowing this. That is called Indriyardheshu Vairagyam. Arjuna, therefore, this is very important, worthy to practice, my dear. Do it. Then Bhagavan says, Anahankaraha. This Anahankaraha means just as told in the first Amanitvam. Maybe that same thing we can think of vanity. Not having the vanity is Anahankaraha. Therefore, here remember all the time, whenever you are using this body, mind, intellect complex and interacting with the world, just be as a caretaker. Never claim the ownership and the controllership. This already we have discussed there. I have no any kind of ownership and controlship on my body, my mind and my complex. Here mainly I have to apply to this, because ahankara, here Bhagavan says anahankara. These are all belong to the Prakriti. Prakriti is under the control of the Ishvara, Maya Saida Brahma, and let him do his job, but I am apart. I am not complaining or anything. Whatever has to happen, let it happen. Whatever prarabdha has to come and exhaust, let it get exhaust. In this way, we must practice this anahankaraha also. Then the last full line is one statement, the 12th one, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Dukkha, Dosha, Anudarshanam. When you have come into this world has got two aspects. We are not saying there is no happiness at all, there is no beauty at all, there is no variety at all, there is no novelty at all. It is there. But same time, remember, that is all a temporary. They are not stable. Know that also. Know this also, know that also. So two sides of the coin you must see. So this each word we will analyze and discuss in the next class. How to look into the life without getting lost in any one side. The one-sided thinking is problem. What it is, that we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.